You're listening to the Ordinary Vegan Podcast, where we teach you everything you need to know about adopting a plant-based diet full or part-time. Our goal is to empower you to live a long and healthy life. If you have any questions, please send an email to questions@ordinaryvegan.net.
Hello, friends, and welcome to podcast number 102, High Vibrational Nutrition for a Long and Healthy Life. If we haven't met, my name is Nancy Montori, and I'm back after a temporary hiatus. And I believe the secret to happiness in a truly fulfilling life is health and wellness. And it's never too late to start living a healthier lifestyle, regardless of your age or your current health status. I've experienced it firsthand, and I've seen it happen to others. Embracing healthy habits can improve your quality of life at any age. Never, ever give up on yourself. So let's talk about high vibrational nutrition. Remember, you only have one container in life, and not to get too scientific, but your body, your container, is made of energy. This means every molecule, cell, tissue, atom, and system in your body is composed of energy, creating what is called the human energy field. I often refer to someone's human energy field as their aura because it is often described as a luminous field of energy surrounding the physical body. It's believed to be dynamic, flowing energy that reflects on an individual's physical, emotional, and spiritual state. And it is considered the force that connects us to the universe. So we are made up of energy, and it is very important that we feed that energy with energy. And that's where high vibrational nutrition comes in. Eating food that is loaded with energy is going to supercharge our bodies. And on the other hand, if we eat nutrient-poor food, those foods will steal our energy and our energetic vibration. And our field of energy will be drastically reduced or won't even exist. We have the power to transform our physical body into pure energy, and this powerful energy shift can improve every part of your life, including your business, your relationships, your mood, and of course, your physical health. So let's get started. To understand the transfer of energy from food, we need to take a look at how food grows and the energetic properties of food. Starting with the power of the sun. The sun is the closest star to Earth, and its gravitational pull holds our planet in orbit. Now that's power. The sun radiates light and heat and makes it possible for life to exist on Earth. The sun's energy is the driving force behind life on Earth, and without the sun's energy, there would be no life. The sun's energy does so many amazing things, including photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants and other organisms convert light energy from sunlight into chemical energy, which is then used to produce food. It's a fundamental process that fuels most food chains on Earth and releases oxygen as a byproduct. Foods produced through photosynthesis have high vibrational nutrition. These foods are rich in nutrients and antioxidants. The process of photosynthesis itself produces oxygen, which we need to breathe, and converts carbon dioxide and water into sugars, which plants store as a starch, another source of energy for us. So I describe high vibrational nutrition as nutrition that is raised by the sun. When you eat food raised by the sun, you are essentially consuming the sun's energy. As we talked about earlier, plants use sunlight through photosynthesis to convert it into chemical energy, which is then stored in their tissues. When we eat those plants, we are transferring that stored energy from the sun into our bodies. When all that energy is in your body will grow stronger, heal faster, and give us energy throughout the day. So, high vibrational foods are those full of life force energy. And there is no energy more profound than the sun. The sun energy is the primary source of all energy. It is the foundation of the food chain and the driver of climate. It also has a biological impact because it plays a crucial role in regulating the human body's circadian rhythm, influencing hormone production, and even boosting mood. Last but not least, it is essential for survival. Let's talk about where do we start harnessing all this amazing energy. First, we have to stop eating low vibration foods. Those are foods that are processed, genetically modified, as in GMOs, in food that has been treated with dyes, chemicals, pesticides, sugar, and artificial sweeteners, unhealthy oils, and processed flours. We need to stop taking supplements that have plastic capsules. As we talked about in my podcast 102, focused on microplastics, we do not want to ingest plastic capsules that contain PHT, short for phthalates, or use cosmetics with PHT. By the way, I'm putting together a list of products you can find on my website that are safe, and I will be adding supplements to that list. You can find that under trusted products. Another energy robber are GMOs. I've talked about GMOs in many of my previous podcasts, but unfortunately, GMOs are still around and still causing a lot of harm. GMOs in food, also known as genetically modified organisms, are foods produced from organisms whose DNA has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. Scientists designed GMO seeds specifically to withstand a very harmful herbicide called glyphosate, most commonly found in a popular weed killer called Roundup. Studies have found that glyphosate can have harmful effects on human health. These harmful effects include liver inflammation, metabolic disorder, reproductive damage, including a disruption of hormone levels, brain inflammation, and cancer. Monsanto, a chemical and agricultural company known for their GMOs and glyphosate in Roundup, have been ordered to pay millions and millions of dollars because they were found liable more than once for causing a terminally ill man's cancer, specifically Hodgkin lymphoma. There are so many studies that warn us not to consume GMOs, but major companies ignore the warning and keep feeding us GMOs. It is truly a real-life horror movie. If you are feeding your children GMO cereals, it has been shown that exposure to glyphosate during the early stages of life can seriously affect normal cell development. Now let's talk about what we should eat. High vibrational foods that are most affected by the sun's power. The number one is green leafy vegetables, including spinach, kale, arugula, lettuces, and collard greens, to name a few. I eat leafy greens every day, and that is what I recommend. If you can't do every day, shoot for 5 days a week. There is a compound in leafy greens called chlorophyll, and that powerful natural compound are what gives plants their green color. Chlorophyll is special because it is the primary pigment involved in photosynthesis. It's unique in its ability to absorb light energy. Chlorophyll is the key to photosynthesis, a process, like we spoke about, vital for plant life and the production of oxygen on Earth. Although many more studies are needed, early studies are showing that chlorophyll found in green plants could positively affect the gut, promoting a healthy balance of bacteria. Studies have also found that chlorophyll had a wide range of beneficial effects, including antioxidant, anti-mutagenic, anti-obesogenic, which means it could counter obesity, and, very importantly, anti-cancer. I don't recommend getting chlorophyll from a supplement. Get it from the whole food, the leafy greens. The next high vibrational food is tomatoes. I will give tomatoes a rating of 10 out of 10 for high vibrational nutrition. Personally, tomatoes are one of my favorite vegetables, and one of my favorite things to do with cherry tomatoes is to bake them in a 400-degree oven for about, I'd say, 11 minutes until they burst. They come out of the oven chewy, sweet, tart, with a super concentrated, intense umami flavor. Then top a high-protein grain like quinoa for a high vibrational lunch or dinner. Not only are roasted tomatoes one of the most high vibrational energy foods you can eat, they are especially high in vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, folate, and vitamin K. Vitamin A promotes the production of white blood cells, which fight infection, so it is great for immunity. Vitamin K is especially great for women because it's crucial for bone health. Women are more likely to develop osteoporosis than men, so tomatoes are one of those high vibrational foods you should consume. And it's almost tomato season in the USA, so it's perfect timing. Next are peppers. Sweet or spicy, it doesn't matter which. You can eat them raw or with a dip, or add them to your salads or stir fries. They are delicious in soups and stews. My favorite way to eat peppers is to stuff them with high-protein grains and a legume and to roast them. Peppers are also loaded with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. A diet high in antioxidants can help reduce your risk of so many diseases. Think of peppers as a little army protecting your body. Creating stuffed peppers is simple. So let's go into Ordinary Vegan's kitchen and make a batch of my Southwestern stuffed peppers from the easy 5-ingredient vegan cookbook. Here is what you need. 1 cup of chopped onion, 3 chopped garlic cloves, 1 cup of uncooked wild rice, 1.5 cups of water, 4 large red, green, or yellow bell peppers, 1 cup of frozen corn thawed out, 1 cup of cooked black beans, and 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. In a medium saucepan over medium heat, heat some oil or broth for sautéing. Add the onion and cook until soft and translucent for about 4 to 5 minutes. Add the garlic and cook for a minute more. Add the rice and water. Bring to a boil. Cover and simmer for 30 minutes or until the rice is al dente, adding more water if needed. Meanwhile, prepare the bell peppers by cutting off the tops and scooping out the seed and membranes. Set aside the bottoms and tops. Put the cooked rice in a large bowl. Add the corn, black beans, 1.5 cups of the diced tomatoes, and combine. Season that with salt and pepper to taste. In the bottom of a medium baking dish, spread the remaining tomatoes. Stand up the peppers in the baking dish and fill them with the rice mixture. Put the tops back on, cover with foil, and bake for 40 minutes. Remove the foil and bake for another 10 minutes. You can always substitute the red and yellow or green peppers with poblano peppers. Our next high vibrational foods are full sun fruit, as in strawberries, watermelon, oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruits, cherries, and melons. I recommend 5 servings per day, 7 days a week. That would equal 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit a day. That is not much, but I am regularly shocked about how little fruit some of my friends and family members eat. Children should also eat approximately 1 to 2 cups a day. Fruits have many essential nutrients that many people don't get enough of, like potassium, fiber, vitamin C, and folate, and they are loaded with plant polyphenols that the sun makes, which are disease-fighting compounds. Studies have shown that polyphenols are thought to offer many health benefits, including potentially reducing the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. I personally have a bowl of fruit every single day, like mangoes and raspberries or bananas and blueberries and pineapple, and often I'll just bake an apple to make it more exciting. And there is nothing wrong with flash frozen fruit. I love frozen dark cherries and use them frequently. Our next high vibrational foods are green vegetables like Brussels sprouts, okra, green beans, broccoli, and peas. Pea soup is such an easy soup to prepare. Saute some onion and garlic, stir peas in and add some veggie broth to cover and simmer that for 10 to 15 minutes. Puree and you have delicious pea soup. I love adding some chopped mint or basil or both. The high vibrational nutrition for that is off the charts, and it's simple. Eating food raised by the sun doesn't have to be complicated. Next are radishes. If you're a radish person, which I am, radishes are full of the sun's energy. I like them raw sliced or grated on my salads or sandwiches. Next, eggplants, cucumbers, and summer squash all benefit from being raised by full sun. If you need an idea on how to incorporate all this high vibrational nutrition in a week, consider a simple, amazing Buddha bowl. Place all your high vibrational vegetables in one bowl. To assemble, line a wide bowl with leafy greens, working around the edge, filling the remaining space with peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, and lots of green vegetables like green beans, asparagus, or microgreens. Add some strawberries or your favorite fruit, or perhaps a grain or legume. I love adding sprouts for a nutty addition and air-fried tofu for protein. I always make a different dressing, but I really like this one. It's a Thai peanut dressing. Just whisk together 1/2 cup of peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, and 2 tablespoons of warm water. Keep adding water until you get the right consistency, a little at a time, of course. Just whisk that together. You have to admit that Buddha bowl sounds delicious, and think of how many servings of high vibrational nutrition you will be consuming. At any rate, I think you guys are getting the picture. It is so important to get back to the basics of eating real food. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods like the leafy greens, fruits, and green vegetables we talked about. The timing is perfect. Summer is coming in many parts of the world, so we can take advantage of that full sun energy and stuff ourselves with high vibrational nutrition. My next goal, when I have a minute, is to put a high vibrational cookbook together to make it easy for you to shop and cook for high vibrational food. You can find today's recipe on my website or in my podcast notes. It is from my best-selling cookbook, the Easy 5-ingredient vegan cookbook, available to purchase on my website, ordinaryvegan.net. Please follow me on Instagram and join our health and wellness community on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/ordinaryvegan. I am also on TikTok, so please follow @ordinaryvegan. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please reach out to me at questions@ordinaryvegan.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am here to serve you, support you, and I really hope I'm doing a good job. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please leave a review or rating. And on the good news side, I was just informed that the Ordinary Vegan podcast is already heading back to the top of the charts. I am so grateful for that, and most of all, for you. Till next time.
Thanks for joining our plant-based community today. Together, we can accomplish great things. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of Ordinary Vegan's recipes and plant-based tips. If you have any questions or feedback, email us at questions@ordinaryvegan.net. Until next time.